Kelly Ford with PickleJar during CMA week with the Ian Fleming, Team Blake in the house.
Yes, Team Blake.
Listen, last night you did a little performance for us, and just blown away, dude. Like,
oh, thank you.
Like, did you have that voice when you were 4?
No, a lot of people ask me about it, but my uncles, my fiance and I were talking about it. They have the same voice. So,
right?
Yeah, it's like a weird family thing.
So you weren't like, Mom, bring me
Mama,
bring me the Cheerios.
No, I was. That's how I was.
She's like, wow.
Yeah. She's like, oh.
My 4-year-old's a little creepy with his deep voice.
Yeah. I was going for the baritone real early.
But seriously, you've got, as someone said, like, you're a voice that will, like, you've got a long career ahead of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And I love your work ethic. Like at PickleJar, we love that work ethic. You were out on the road. You talked about being in a van with your fiance and a baby. Yeah, you're doing it all.
Yeah, we sold everything we owned and moved into a 24-foot Winnebago just to make it happen,
And that's kind of like what this is about. Like that moment you go from, hey, this is something I love, to no, I got to figure out how to fund this dream, right?
You got to do it. There's nothing that can stop you. You got to do it, whatever it takes.
What was that moment for you, Ian Fleming?
Well, it's
Flanigan.
Yeah,
I keep doing that. Do people do that for the Bond thing?
Him.
No, it's the Bond thing.
I know, which is really cool, though.
Yeah.
The catalyst for that, my fiance actually was in a car accident a few years back, and it required her to have a few spinal fusion surgeries. And that's where we were like, life is short. I was out on the road by myself while the girls were back home, and we were just like, let's just do it. We'd always talked about moving in together on a motorhome and traveling the country, and we just did it. We sold everything at a giant yard sale in this town, and we just head off, and we were on the road. We've been on the road for over 2 years now.
So was that pre-pandemic decision?
Yeah, it was. We were on the road for about 8.5 months before the pandemic began. So we had kind of navigated.
Ahead of the curve.
Yeah, we were fortunate in that one regard. Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people kind of reached that same conclusion during the pandemic.
Like, it was very unstable, and we were able to kind of boondock or live wherever we needed to, wherever the work was.
What was the besides your girl, obviously your fiance, who's lovely, you guys are like a great couple. It was so great to meet you. Oh, was there that moment that shift, like not to make that decision, but to stop just being an artist for fun and just
for me, that was when I was 17. I first left my home and moved down to Florida actually to pursue live music, and I've been gigging since then across the country. And with my fiance, we had a moment where we decided to commit to working together full time. And that was where the family aspect really helped strengthen the mission of the company that we were building.
Mm-hmm. And do you remember that first moment you made money from doing this, that you actually were funding the dream?
Yeah, I mean, everybody starts kind of in the dive bars, and I started with my own PA and doing that whole thing. But the first music festival I ever played was actually in my hometown, where I was paid really well. And it was that was where I was like, okay, this is possible. Because otherwise I always worked labor jobs. I was either cutting trees, building instruments, or woodworking. And, I would my motto was always, work a job that takes your body, not your mind. So I wrote my first 2 records on the clock.
Wow.
So don't tell my old bosses that. But.
That's a great,
that's
a great song too. There's a great song somewhere
there's something in there, yeah.
Right? Well, seriously, wowed, blown away by your performance. Ian Flanigan during CMA week with PickleJar.
Thank you so much.